Hello and welcome to the Schola Progenium. Today we've got another interesting battle report for you. We've further distilled the pure infantry list. We've painted up a fair few models in the last week. So it's time to have a head-to-head and a rematch, a long needed and awaited rematch between me and Tim, Mordian Glory. He'll be using his Black Tide pure infantry. A little bit of bikes, but you know, basically pure infantry.
Everyone's got legs.
Everyone's got legs, yeah.
That's
no
the definition.
neck. Yeah. These guys, you know, they've got wheels, but they can, you know...
But they have legs.
They've got legs, So, we have... Tim's got about 100-ish models before characters in his force.
99 models.
99 models.
But something ain't one.
Yeah. So, model count isn't one of your problems.
Yeah.
Not got quite the same ring to it. But anyway. And I have only 70 models. However, so many of my models have 2 wounds. And many of my models have a 2-up armour save, whereas Tim, on the other hand, has some models with only a 4-up armour save because of his neophytes.
I have the glory of paying more for my tactical marines.
You still pay more?
I still pay 13 points for my crusaders. So overall my squads balance out because I take 5 neophytes and 5 crusaders per squad, but that means half, for the same price as a tactical squad, half my squad has a worse save. So that's good.
Yeah, that is good. Sweet. Amazing for me. So, let's get into the Blood Angels force. So, basically exactly the same as last time, but with a little bit of a new lick of paint on a few models, a few bases done. Starting off with the Primaris Battalion, we've got the Lieutenant and Mephi, and then we have 3 squads just with the normal bolt rifles. A lot of people like the auto bolt rifles on the Blood Angels. No, on the Blood Angels, they like the auto bolt rifle because you know you get 3 shots and you can run advance because your advance is +1, make the most of it, blah blah blah. But I think I just want that AP -1 for as long as they're alive. You know, I won't be spending long in the tactical doctrine, so I don't have any plasma. So I think, you know...
Being AP -2 is pretty good.
Yeah, and having AP -1 the rest of the time is just going to make that little bit of a difference in the shooting phase. So there we have it. I've got those guys there. And they can still deal out the damage in close combat. And they still get AP -1 +1 attack from Savage Echoes. You know, they've got enough combat ability. They're fast enough. What I need is shooting off them. Then moving on to the next 2 battalions. I have a total of 30... tactical marines, that's 6 squads of 5, and they are just bare bones as they come, just bolt rifles. They're led by 2 captains. One is a Death Company Smash Captain, and he has been given the, I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but the one that gives him +1 to his Feel No Pain, so he's at, and +1 attack. So he's actually, that's his Warlord trait. So his Death Company, for the stratagem, he's got the Warlord trait that gives him an extra Feel No Pain. And he is wielding the Hammer of Baal, so he's not got a minus on his hits. The guy next to him also has a relic. He's got the wings of the Angel's Wing, so he will be re-rolling charges, and he can't be overwatched. And he's got he's got the Warlord trait that gives him +1 damage, Artificer of War. So he's got 4 damage Thunderhammer, but he's not Death Company, and he is -1 to hit with that Thunderhammer.
Okay.
So more swingy.
Yeah. But if he gets through, he's going to like bop a character.
Yeah, bop something with 4 damage. Yeah, he one-bops people. Yeah, exactly. Then leading one of the other battalions, because it's 3 battalions in total, I have a Sanguinary Priest with the jetpack. The jetpack's being funny, it keeps falling off, so sort that out later. And I have a Chaplain, just again, bare bones apart from the jetpack. So that's my basic infantry, and then in terms of elites we have a Sanguinary Ancient. He's got the 3rd relic of the army, and he's got the relic that allows units within 3 inches of him to re-roll 1 or both dice on the charge.
Oh.
Tasty. I then have 9 Sanguinary Guard, just 2 axes, and the rest Encarmined Swords, and then I have 10 Death Company with 2 Thunderhammers and 4 Power Swords. Finally I have 5 Terminators, just standard Terminators, so 1 Power Sword, 4 Power Fists, and all with Storm Bolters. So we've got plenty of elite, plenty of 2-up saves, we've got some drop-down stuff. Tim starts with everything on the board.
I do.
You do? So
Deep striking is for cowards and heretics.
And for glorious angels of death.
So mostly the first 2.
So here we have Tim's Black Templar foot horde. Now, I'm not going to call him Mordian Glory today because he's not got his Mordians with him. He's just Black Templar. So
there are some that call me Tim. So we'll go through the list now. Starting in the centre, we'll go through part of the army that those who have seen it before will be most familiar with, which is the big lot of 10-man squads. So today I'm running 7 10-man squads, and I am running 4 of them in the shooty configuration and 3 of them in the choppy configuration. So the first 4 squads all have a combi plasma on the sergeant, a chainsword on the sergeant, and then a plasma gun and a heavy bolter, and everyone else has got bolters. Now there's a slight discrepancy between the squads, so 2 of them come with 3 neophytes and the rest have got power armor, and 2 of them come with just 2 neophytes and the rest have got power armor, so a couple of squads are slightly tougher.
Not that many neophytes. I was hoping it'd be 50-50 all the way.
No, not quite.
So that's your shooty guys up here.
Yeah, now and then in front of them I've got my 3 choppy squads. Now they each have a combi plasma and a power sword on the sergeant, and then I've got an initiate with a power sword and an initiate with a plasma gun, and all 3 of those squads have got 5 neophytes and 5 power armor guys, so they're balanced.
That's like how much? 14 plasma.
14 plasma guns in the army, yeah.
You don't care about Devastator Doctrine.
I don't care about Devastator Doctrine. I have 4 heavy bolters which let me tickle things in Devastator Doctrine, but considering I have now been vindicated, because Devastator Doctrine you spend the least amount of time in, thanks to the latest Marine errata, that you want to spend the majority of your time in Tactical Doctrine and then finish off in Assault Doctrine.
I want to just go straight to Assault.
You want to get, you might want to do that, but I don't. Yeah. So that's the normal part of the army, and then what I've done is I've mixed things up a little bit, because what I was finding when I was taking the traditional 10-man squads was I wasn't making the most out of the new Black Templar stuff and the new Marine stuff. So what I've gone for is I've gone for one big 20-man unit, and they are armed for assault. There's 10 neophytes in there, 10 power armor guys in there, and I have a flamer, twin lightning claws, and a power axe in that squad. Now that's just because that's a fluffy squad, and they're the upgrades that I could afford for that 20-man block.
Okay, cool.
The other new choice, the controversial choice, is the scout bikes. These are really good in the Black Templar army because they have the scout keyword, which means they're eligible for the Oaths of Honour stratagem. For 1 CP, they can reroll all wounds in combat.
Nice.
Really good.
That's really cool.
They're really good, they're really tough. It's better to use it on them than it is to use it on a scout unit.
But only 4 up save.
Only 4 up save.
Doesn't 5.
They all have twin bolt gun. And because they're bikes, they get to shoot maximum shots all the time, thanks to Bolt's discipline. And they also come with a Astartes shotgun, which gives them another 2 bolt shots, essentially, within 12-inch range. So when these guys get close and personal, they can pump out 6 shots each.
Yeah.
So they're a lot of DACA in one squad.
Wow.
So I only have 2 battalions today. That's because I've only been able to take 5 characters.
Would you like to concede now?
Well, I am on 2,000 points on the nose, so I think.
As am I.
Well then yes, I will concede. So I have, but we'll play the game. You've already won, but we'll just play the game.
Yeah, just you know, for entertainment value.
Yes, exactly. For the what if factor.
Yeah, what if factor.
So, what if they had played? So,
Who knows?
Who knows? So, I've got 5 characters. Starting off on the right, on the left side, I have the. It's right from this perspective.
Okay, yeah,
I have the Emperor's Champion. We know him, we love him. He's semi-decent in combat, but he goes
I hate him, I fear him.
He goes absolutely nuts when he gets into combat with characters, and thanks to Johnny running 3 battalions, there's plenty of characters for him to go after.
And a lot of my heavy hitting is characters.
He also
Captain versus Emperor's Champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's the most favoured?
He is the most broken 75-point model.
75 points. I thought it was like 100 or something.
He's 75 points. Now, he has received a slight buff with Faith and Fury. He didn't get full Primarist. He just sort of got a little injection of steroids and got 1 extra attack, but he didn't get the extra wound or that normal Primarist.
How many wounds is it then?
Just 4, I think.
Okay.
He used to be 4 attacks, 4 wounds, and now he's 4 wounds, 5 attacks.
And +1, obviously, Angel of Death, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Then have a normal chaplain. He just has his bolt pistol and Corrosive Arcanum, and the 2 litanies he has the one that gives you +1 to hit on a shooting unit, and he has the one that gives you +2 to charge on 1 unit within 6 inches.
Nice.
Then we have Chaplain Lazarus, who is my sort of custom chaplain. He will be standing in for Chaplain Grimaldus today. Grimaldus is the Black Templar's special character, And he comes with the Plasma Pistol, Crozius Arcanum, and he has loads of special abilities. He can deny a psychic power. He's a Master of Sanctity, so he can do 2 litanies in a turn. He can innately re-roll the dice for doing litanies, and he gives everyone around him exploding 6s in combat. So if I get a 6 to hit, it becomes 2 hits. And then I have a regular lieutenant who has a mastercrafted bolt gun and a power sword. He has the relic, the Crusader helm, so he gets an extra 3-inch bubble on his re-roll to wound, or re-roll 1s to wound.
Nice.
And he also gets to pick 1 unit within 6 inches of him to be in the assault doctrine, even if it's not the turn that's activated. So I can get some good combat punch from turn 1.
Yeah, got you.
And the last one is Pimp Daddy himself, with his golden pimp hand. The I wish I was sanguineous.
He's got the special piece of equipment, handkerchief of Sanguinius, which he's wearing as a cape.
Which basically makes everyone around him like a blood angel, which Johnny's really upset about. So specifically, he has a Sword of High Marshals, which gives him +1 of strength, -3 damage D3, and on a turn when he charges, is charged or heroically intervenes, he gets an extra D3 attacks. He gives everyone around him, including himself, +1 strength, so that's, in this battle, like having +1 to wound, which is really good. It's also really good when you're trying to kill knights, because your marines start hacking them to pieces on 5s, which is amazing. And then he also gives, thanks to his Warlord trait, Frontline Commander, he gives everyone around him +1 to advance and charge. So he is really good.
You just want to be a Blood Angel, Tim.
So if
you want to be a Blood Angel, that's cool, man. No, everyone's fine with that.
Yeah, but
you can just
black
be
never
a Blood
goes out
Angel.
of fashion.
Good.
Red fades in the sunlight after a while. You see those red cars driving around.
The glory of the Blood Angels never fades.
That's
never.
True. But the thing is, it's between him, Helbrecht, and Grimaldus. It means my Crusaders are hitting on strength 5. They are getting extra hits on 6s, and then also I have the Knights of Sigmund Super Doctrine, which means any 6s to hit auto wound. So I have not got potentially the raw damage output of Johnny, but I have much more reliability when it comes to my charges and
I think your shooting and your special weapons. Like I've got the guys and the command points and a bit more speciality, but you're just laced with plasma. Like that plasma is going to make a big difference. I've dropped my plasma, and I've not,
fool of a took.
It's genuinely because I just want to be able to roll all of the unit in one. I'm just like, I can't be bothered with this plasma. It never works anyway for me.
Yeah. Well, just a bit. I used to run quite the variety of special weapons and heavy weapons. I used to run lots of melter guns and power fists. And what I found over the last sort of 2 years of using this army is that every single plasma power sword squad was really pulling its weight, and the other squads were niche, like the power fist squad.
Melter.
It was very expensive.
It's all good when it's good time comes,
but it wasn't efficient. It wasn't reliable enough. So my Templars embody the Templar aspect, which is just sort of efficiency and skill of the blade, and not berserker, but
martial skill.
Martial skill, exactly.
So we've got a horde. I mean, it's weird because you make my Red Tide look small because you've got over 100 models. I've only got 70, but I'm really interested. As we said, the difference between the armor saves on some of the units. You've got a bit of extra plasma and special weaponry. I've got a little better armor. It's going to be really, really interesting. But I think we're very evenly matched. So
there's 2 things I've forgotten.
Okay, go on.
First one is
some more rules. Go ahead,
please.
First
one is I spent an extra command point for an extra relic
Okay.
on the regular chaplain.
Okay.
And he has the Aurelian Shroud.
Okay.
Once per game, I can reveal this at the beginning of the turn, so it lasts your turn and my turn.
What are you revealing from behind that shroud?
That's not enough to ask. But what it does is everyone within 3 inches of him gets a 4+ vulnerable save until the end of the turn.
Like that.
Now, it's not that good against you, but it is a go-to for Black
Yeah,
Templar.
it's there.
And the last thing to mention is Grimaldus' litanies. He's gone for the Black Templar specific ones because they get their own, because they don't get psychic powers.
Oh yes, I forgot about this bit. Go on.
And he gets the one litany which gives a single unit of 5+ feel no pain.
And that's this guy here.
Yeah.
With the big mace.
Yeah, he gets the one unit gets the 5 feel no pain. And there's another unit which gets, if it charged or heroically intervened, but not if it was charged, +1 attack.
Nice. So you just try and do what I do.
Yeah.
Like, your characters bring it to you, I think, innately.
So
you can kind of do it better in some ways. You've got more rerolls to wound and that.
It's very interesting because it's kind of like your characters let you do what I do, like your ancient lets you reroll those charges like I do.
Yeah.
And my characters let me do what you do, which is essentially get
+1 to advance, charge,
exactly.
blah, 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 blah.
So we've got
+1 strength, which in this battle is +1 to wound.
Yeah.
I do have a priest now, Tim, so unfortunately for you, although you have become a blood angel, I have become a blood angel squared because I will have +1 strength because sanguinary priest, which makes me wound on 3s, and then +1 to wound, which makes me wound on 2s.
Oh God, well, I know who the average
You
champion
can't out blood angel the blood angels.
I know who the average champion's going after. Let's get rid of that heretic. Right.
You'll never catch me. I have a jetpack. You will never get this. You will never get this.
My champion's going to run around after him, keeping him away from your units.
We'll see. Well, anyway, I literally cannot wait to play this battle. It is, you've upgraded, like, rejigged your arm in terms of, like, your bubbles, and you've gone a lot more in depth with your relics and your characters and all that. And I've got upgraded, modernised Primaris units, so, it's perfect time for a rematch. Let's do this. Oh, we've already rolled off on that. So we're playing Crusade. And I am going first unless Tim steals. So I'll set up my army first and then Tim will be setting up. So we'll be with you after deployment. So here we have it, the field of battle after deployment. The Blood Angels Red Tide arrayed across the lines from the Black Templar Black Tide. Now, I'll tell you through the Blood Angels in a little more... Well, I'll tell you around the battlefield first. So we've got 4 objectives, of course, and they're worth 1 point each at the end of your beginning of your turn, starting with the second turn.
Yeah.
So you can't score in the first. So there's one here just in front of the Blood Angels lines. There's one here on the centre of the table. And then there's one here just in this building in the Black Templars deployment zone. And there's one over here just in the sort of the trench network, so to speak, or the area terrain here in the middle of the Black Templars line. So as usual, Blood Angels have ended up with no objectives in their deployment zone, but that's how we like it.
That's how I normally end up when playing you.
It's
when you play Sam.
When I play Sam,
you don't have objectives.
And when I play,
so it's how the tables have turned.
Well, so the Blood Angels are going to have to do the honourable thing.
Tide. Red tide, black tide. How the tide has turned.
Oh, the tide has turned. Oh yeah, very good, very good. How my sides are splitting. No, that was pretty good. No, but my Blood Angels will have to do the honourable thing. Their tide will be rolling forwards. And it looks like you've set up a long line of 20 men, forlorn hope at the front. And you've got your scouter bikes laid out at the back. So you're like sandwiched, stop me from deep striking. I'm sure you can talk through your deployment in a little second.
That's it.
So that's the tactic. So I've got loads and loads of tactical marines. Only one squad's not in range of a captain and lieutenant. On my left flank, the Blood Angels' left flank, ready to just mob onto that objective. You can't stop me from holding it till my second turn if I've just got basically every squad on there. Then I've got my Primaris in the middle, 3 squads of 5, and then one spare 5-man squad of tactical marines just on my far right flank on the left there. In terms of characters, I've got my Fiston, Smash Captain, Lieutenant, Smash Captain. That chaplain should be a little further forward next to the priest. I must have moved him for some reason, so the priest and the chaplain will just go.
Because you were trying to cheat by deploying further than 24 inches.
Oh yeah, that was it. And I had to move my line back a little bit. Miscalculation with the measurement, what can I say? Yeah. You're just afraid to get into combat. Yeah, take us through your deployment.
Well, I have a big 20-man squad at the front, and their job is to push Johnny back, because he currently has turn 1, and they let him keep turn 1, to be honest. Because that way they will only take 1 round of shooting for Johnny to try and clear them before the Blood Angel reserves come down. So their job will be to just smash it forward and just screen out those
If I have
reserves.
first turn, I've got less time to clear the screen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Weirdly, it actually works.
Yeah, and also it means that I have to move to shoot at you.
Exactly.
You can stand still and shoot back at me without firing.
So, and then behind the screen is just a big wedge. I've got 20 shooty guys, and then behind them, interestingly behind, I've got my choppy guys. More of a counter-attack, because I can't stop Johnny from coming in, but I can prepare for said coming in. So so mixing things up, normally I'd have all the choppy at the front. What tends to happen then is all the choppy just dies before it achieves anything. Whereas now we're having a screening line of choppy, then shooty, then choppy to counter whatever may come in.
Nice.
Because with all the buffs I've got, a Crusader squad can go toe to toe with almost anything in Johnny's army. Because I can get assault doctrine on them with my Crusader helm, and I can just Helbrecht and Grimaldus the crap out of them. So, and then behind that I've got my bikes. Now these are effectively screening out anything from deep striking in 9 inches across the whole back. And the reason they're at the back is because after Johnny is committed, they have enough movement to go 16 inches forward and start shooting and charging things. So it's a very tactical deployment. The way of the blade. I'm going to keep saying that's the way of the blade.
Martial skill.
Martial
skill. Blood Angels are
skill.
just coming at you. They're just coming at you. ABC, always be charging. Let's go.
So I have tried to, with this updated Templar list, to try and sort of add a little bit more tactical finesse to it, which should actually hopefully be a bit more enjoyable to watch than just bleh.
There's nothing more enjoyable to watch than bleh, I'm coming at you. Anyway, so we're going to roll our chaplains on screen, and then Tim can see if he wants litanies, and then we'll see if Tim wants to seize.
Would you like to go first?
Yes, I will. So I'm going to go for
The litany of +1 to hit.
the litany of +1 to hit.
Says it right there on the scroll, sir.
Yeah, I'm going for these guys here. It's just the Central Air Primaris squad, and I get a 6. Yes.
So they have read the scroll titled was it 1.0 litany of +1 to hit.
Yeah, there we go.
It's not written in high Latin.
No, it's just in low Gothic.
And that's it. You have 2, don't you? That was +1 to hit, and now you.
No, I can only cast 1.
Oh, but you know 3.
I know 3 in total.
Okay, Grimaldus is going to put the litany of a 5+ feel no pain. Doesn't really make sense when they read it, but and so he needs a 3. And he gets it off. So that will be this squad at the front, the screening blob.
It's 5 for no pain.
5 for no
Very
pain.
nice.
20-man squad, 5 for no pain.
Another one?
I do. So I don't have psychic powers, so I just get to pray a lot.
Yeah.
So I will then go.
We can shut my psychic powers down. It's pretty good.
This is true. I will then go for the litany of +1 attack if I charge on the big 20-man blob.
Yeah.
I will then pray a little harder because I'm Grimaldus and re-roll that. Yes.
Come on, Emperor.
Come on!
Come on, Emperor.
He went, oh crap, I said amen instead of amen.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right, there we go.
And then I'm going to go for on this.
Just waves his incense a little harder. Come on.
And then this chappie will put a litany of +1 to hit on this squad.
Okay. Squad of Tactical Marines. And you get a 2.
That's fine. It's not essential.
No, not at all. Right, so do you want to steal? Risk it for the biscuit. Come at me, bro.
I mean, no. I think as described, tactically speaking, martial skill, I will not go first and instead spend 2 CP for prepared defences. I will absorb the blow.
And then parry.
And then
redirect
parry.
your enemy. Redirect your opponent's energy.
As my stratagem dictates, I will do a vicious riposte, and you can see what that does later.
I've got 13 command points because I've spent 5.
Wow, greedy. I have 9 now.
We're with you after Blood Angels, turn 1. So the Blood Angels, they move forward with the Tactical Marines here. So I think I've got about 4 different Tactical Marine squads on that objective there. They then unleashed on the squad behind the screen. Just figured, if he's going to screen, he's going to screen. And I managed to kill off a couple with my Tactical Marines. Had some reroll ones with sergeants, captains, that kind of thing. Characters moved around the lines. Then my Primaris opened up, but Tim just made loads and loads of 4-up saves. And unfortunately, I only killed 2 more with the Primaris. So I killed 4 Tactical Marines in total out of, I think, 104, so 4 down, 100 to go. That is literally my turn. I decided to remain still with the Primaris because I thought, he's going to come at me a bit, to get effectiveness out of him.
It's a good fire base.
It's a good fire base, just for a turn. I'll push forward eventually, but for now, get that fire off. So we'll, not much to report. We'll be with you after Black Templars turn 1.
Indeed.
One other quick thing I forgot to mention was 5 tactical marines down here that were on this flank. They rolled a 5 on their advance, so that was 6 inches with the +1, and they got just under this objective, so they are on that objective. They are easy to take off it, but it means less shots going into my Primaris because they remain stationary and out of cover. I did sort of originally think I'd move into this bit of cover. So the Blood Angels took a really heavy beating from the massed firepower from the Black Templar lines. So essentially, to move forward, these guys moved in advance just to try and block off as much deep strike as possible, but there is a bit of a slot here. Yeah. Then the core of his shooting forces with plasma mainly remained still, a bit moved forward on this line, and then his 20-man Forlorn Hope, not so forlorn anymore, moved and advanced. He spent a command point to be able to charge, and obviously given them 5 feel no pain.
The Emperor's Will. 1 CP, I can shoot pistols and still charge. And also, at the beginning of the turn, I designated them as my Crusader Helm units. They were in the Assault Doctrine, so they were, so they were on it.
Yes, they were really brutal. So he shot, and my sort of plan of having my tactical marines in range, so we'd have to move forward if we wanted to shoot my Primaris, didn't really come to fruition because the few sort of bolter shots that he popped off, having a chapter master and a lieutenant there meant he wasn't really getting many 2s. He was re-rolling a lot of 1s. Managed to kill off 6 Primaris. I just wasn't getting those saves. Heavy Doctrine, AP -2, but still it just wasn't coming through. It was like a combination of good buffs, good rolling and bad rolling on my side led to heavy losses, like seriously heavy losses.
I just have that smattering of heavy bolter shots, which you just need it for turn 1 to just do a little bit of long range firepower against the units you wouldn't normally be able to target.
12 wounds.
I've had a few plasmas as well, but the heavy bolters were the ones that really...
Literally, yeah. I'm not... Everyone who watched my battle reports know I always say, yeah, the dice come round, that kind of thing, you know, so I'm not being salty in any way. I'm just stating it as a bare and simple fucking fact.
Our channel's salt.
I'm just saying it as a bare and simple fact. Yeah. There is no denying it. Look at the board in front of you. You had an insanely hot turn. You had an insanely hot turn.
I would say it's hot, but that is because of Helbrecht. He does that.
He's crazy.
He is worth 150 points. He's worth it. The problem is he's so slow. That's
either way, regardless, we can talk about tactics at the end of the game. Long story short, Tim then charged in, and because he had AP -1 because he was in the Assault Doctrine, he had extra attacks, all this fucking bullshit. He ended up just walloped with 7 guys. He killed 5 tactical marines off, overran into another 4 or 5, and then he'd killed 1 guy in here with a little bit of shooting, and then killed off the other 4 in combat. So he's got his front line up in front, still being a really effective screen. His screen isn't really in danger of my original forces because my original forces are just so battered from his shooting. I thought I had it really well laid out in terms of the pacing of the game when I was going to move forward, then assault this, then shoot. Because I was going to rapid fire these, then charge in, but it's tricky. I might keep all my deep strike. I'd be tempted if I hadn't have taken such heavy losses
to keep everyone back.
But because that's what I would do, but I have taken such heavy losses, I literally can't
keep some back.
Wait another turn. I'm going to keep some back because I always do, but I'm just saying, like,
the classic
in this situation normally, I would just clear this screen with my original forces on the ground and then come in turn 3 with all my reserves into your main forces, but I think right now I need some reinforcements straight away. Blood Angel's going to call some in, so it's a really effective Black Templar turn. It can't, absolutely can't be denied.
List is being distilled.
It's a really good list. So yeah, I'm a bit, as you can probably tell, I'm a bit taken aback with the amount of I was expecting. This is more losses than I took to Sam's bloody Iron Hand. Look at this. Look at this. 19 tactical marines and 6 Primaris already killed. So it's almost as many. We've come back from worse situations.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be with you. I think I'm going to have to do some distilling of this list. I have a real thing. Maybe 2 battalions. Yeah. When we're I don't know. We'll have a look.
I've been playing. We won't get into it again. We'll talk tactics again. But I've been playing Black Tide a little longer, so I've had a little longer to distill the same list.
I ran a really solid Red Tide list, and then I got distracted with my other armies and this, that, and the other, and I've revitalised my Red Tide, brought them back, but I'm admittedly a little rusty with my deployment and such. Keep going balls to the wall and just deploying in the open.
That's what I used to do.
I've got power armor.
By the Emperor's will!
It's not fucking 3rd edition anymore. Power armor is nothing. It means nothing. Right, okay, on to Blood Angels turn 2. Time to rock and roll. So the remaining Blood Angels resources valiantly and tactically shot behind the unit these 5 were originally engaged with these 5 tactical marines, now only 3. I was going to pull out and shoot them with a couple of guys, but Tim used a command point to make it a 2-up to stop me pulling out. Wasn't too bothered anyway, so I remained still with this Primaris squad, moved forward with another under here, just in front of the Black Templars, and I shot across and I managed to kill one squad down to 1 guy and another squad down to 1 guy. And then I actually did, I think, 2 more wounds to the squad that those Sandguard are engaged in there, which is another shoot squad. So, pretty good shooting from the Blood Angels. Then I had dropped my Sandguard in, just on the edge of the board, and they shot over the top of the squad they charged, and they did really well. I spent a command point, so I was AP -2, ignoring cover, shot the squad there, but Tim did really well on his saves, and only killed, I think, 2 maybe.
2 or 3.
2 or 3, something like that.
Tim doing well in his saves was the motif for this turn.
Yeah, it's been absolutely... Tim's saves been absolutely disgusting. So then Tim wisely spent 2 command points to interrupt because his Black Templars were on...
they were still in the assault doctrine because of the Crusader helmets until my next movement phase, so I thought, let's get the most bang for my buck.
Yeah. So he had loads of attacks and he got 6 wounds on my Termies. And I rolled 2 1s and 4 2s, and because of course in the assault doctrine it's AP -1.
One of those taken.
So I was on a 3-up save. So I lost 3 Terminators.
3.5.
3.5. Yeah. I think it was 2.5 on something else. Yeah, your axe guy.
My axe went in and hacked another.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah.
No, you take it. There's one guy.
100%. I put the wound on and the axe guy took it off. So then after that, he also struck over here and he managed to. His rolling slowed down a little bit, and he only managed to kill off 2 of my tactical marines. Last time, with the same amount of attacks, he wiped out a 5-man squad with no problem, so that was alright. Then his attacking picked up again, and he struck into my Primaris. My save fell flat. Again, that 4-up save making a big difference because the AP -1 early. I wish I could be AP. I wish Blood Angels could just jump straight to the assault doctrine. It'd be great. But again, he killed 4. Got 8 wounds on me with just 5 guys. Yeah, Lightning Claw guy wrecked. So then it was my turn to strike back, and we struck back across the line. But Tim spent 2 points for transhuman physiology, and not only was it a great investment, but I wasn't rolling like 50%. It was forced to wound, but I was getting like my captain, for example. This Smash captain got 5 hits, 1 wound. This guy got 5 hits. 1 wound. No, he got 3 wounds, and then Tim got 2 6s on his saves. So he only lost 1 guy to both Smash captains. My other guy struck in, and things kind of balanced out a little bit, but by that point it was too late. And ultimately, Tim, I think he only lost 8 guys in close combat.
I only lost 7, and I lost 1 more to the morale.
So with transhuman physiology, even if I'm only winning on foot, you can see just how consistent Tim's saving was that turn. It was really impressive. Like the Blood Angel, it's a really epic battle, but like this is a really interesting component to it because we can't quite work out where the line is drawn between a little bit of maybe lack of wounding with a couple of my key strikes, a little bit of luck here for you in terms of a couple of saves, and then like they are actually like boosted ahead of the game and like well ahead of the game, so that's giving them some power as well. So it's kind of hard to draw a line. It's a really interesting combat, very dynamic, a lot of strikes, a lot of back and forth. But in the end, although I didn't lose too many guys at all, Tim wasn't really lucky in his damage by any means whatsoever. All my characters still on full save, full health, blah blah blah. Ultimately I didn't manage to damage him either, and that transhuman physiology plus the 5 feel no pain makes a big difference. Oh, you didn't have the feel no pain. Yeah, I thought you weren't rolling that. However, with the combined shooting, which did take a chunk out of Tim's shooting, it's probably killed off maybe 20 guys roughly there here or there roughly give or take maybe 15. The Sanguinary Guard struck in and Mephiston winged over, and Tim didn't manage to stop me because Mephiston actually he supered. and then he also spent a command point to get D3 extra attacks, and he got 3 extra attacks. But that he sort of supercharged, but that weakened him a little bit. Because then when he was striking against Tim, he kept only rolling 1 on his D3, and because Tim had feel no pain, he kept getting a fair few feel no pains, and it like combined together, a couple of 6, couple of feel no pains. In the end, Mephiston out of, I think it was 8 attacks or 9 attacks, 6. He had 4 base, plus 1, plus 1, plus 3. Yeah, 9 attacks. He killed 5, I think.
Yeah.
But they'd already taken some damage, so there was only 2 left, and 1 died from battle shock. I tell you what, there are some differences in this game. Although Tim's, he's got some feel no pains here and there, and this, that, and the other. The difference is I'm not having to deal with 5-up Overwatch, which is something I have to face a lot against Tim's Mordians, against Iron Hands, that kind of thing. So it's a real treat only charging against people who are hitting me on 6s. I've got to admit that, and it's really nice to take very minimal casualties on the charges in. So, it's give and take a little bit. It's very interesting. It's just a different form of combat. It's just really exciting game. So yeah, Mephiston basically Super Saiyaned and managed to wallop 5 guys to death and scare 1 off. So there's only 1 left. But when he charged in, he did take 4 wounds from plasma.
3.
3 wounds from plasma.
So he'd taken 4, he'd die.
Yeah. So he's on 1 wound remaining. The Sandguard made their charge in. It's really, really good having that banner. I'm going to do a video on it, but the Sanguinary Ancients banner, people say, do you want the 5-up feel no pain, or do you want the reroll any dice? But the reroll any dice is great because when you roll a 3d6, you can reroll 1 or 2 or 3 dice. So if you get a 6 and 2 1s, you can reroll 2 of the dice and keep the 6, or however you choose. So it's really good. You're getting in.
Good,
You're fucking getting in. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot, but this has just been a really exciting bloodbath of a game. Sanguinary Guard struck, and they didn't need the Chaplain. The Chaplain was in there as well, but I'd cast rerolls to hit. That was one of the reasons Mephi did quite well as well. And just butchered the unit to a man. Tim didn't get to strike back. So I've got a finger in a crack in the lines of the Black Templars. They've taken some serious casualties on this flank, despite decent screening. They've got a solid core centre with some serious characters here who are going to be able to do some real damage to my units over here. So it's going to be very interesting. But a lot still to play for. It's only my second turn. Black Templars haven't even had a second turn. And we've literally, look how many casualties the Blood Angels have taken in 1 turn of Black Templars plus,
Plus a vicious counter-attack.
Plus,
2 CP.
It's just absolutely crazy. Yeah, really brutal game.
It'll be interesting to see what is left after the Black Templar turn 2, and then if we can somehow minimise the damage from the Death Company bomb coming in.
Yeah, because I've still got Death Company coming in. And my characters, as of yet, have just been sort of held back. They're still there, ready to rock and roll, so...
Apart from Mephi.
Apart from Mephi. Well, he's on 1 wound, he's fine. Right, okay. Sanguinary Priest also brought a Primaris back. So one of
that Primaris shouldn't be there.
So that Primaris, who's still alive, that's sweet. He wouldn't be there. Oh, he'd be on 1 wound, I guess. Because I brought a guy back on 1 wound. Right, okay, so real massacre of a first turn and a half. We'll be with you after... Oh, Blood Angels also, shouldn't forget the actual score. They scored 1 point.
Whole point.
Tim's on track. The Black Templars to score 2.
We'll get 2 points.
You're not going to pile them with that guy, are you?
No, I'm going to fall back.
Okay, cool. Oops, getting excited.
Cheating.
Damaging. Right, okay, cheating. Okay, back with you after Black Templars turn 2. So just had a bit of a realisation over here in the bunker. The reason why the Black Templars are doing so well is because we are indeed playing the game format Crusade.
Yes.
So this is a Crusade mission. Black Templars are on the Crusade, but they're just getting in their way.
Yeah.
Don't get in the way of the Black Templars Black Tide Crusade. So, it's gone pretty well for the Black Templars, but their mega squad has ended up being killed in their turn. It was going to happen. They've been amazing.
I thought it was going to die in your
interesting. Me and Tim have just been saying it is such an interesting squad. Just being able to have 20 guys. Their transhuman physiology goes so far. Yeah. Takes so much to take them down. I felt like you can give them feel no pain and set them off on their way, or give them AP -1 by putting them into the assault doctrine and then launching them on their way, and then just 1 command point to be able to advance and charge. It's just there's some real potential there. So if you're watching this, you're thinking, oh, I'm an Astartes player, I'm post FAQ, my Iron Hands are rubbish. What can I do to hastily repaint those guys? Well,
paint them shoulder pads white
and slap some black paint. Quick black can of spray paint from Wilco's. $2.99. Smash that on them. Quick bit of white on the shoulder pads, and hey ho, charge those 20 guys straight forward. Spend a couple of command points. Have your chapter master, or what is it? He's not a chapter master, he's a high marshal.
A high marshal. He is High Marshal Helbrecht.
High Marshal Helbrecht. If you've ever listened to... With the cape, what do we call it? Yeah, the handkerchief of Sanguinius. What's that relic's actual name?
It's just his cape.
No, but what is his loadout? What's his abilities again? Just to remind
he has the Sword of the High Marshals, which is actually like Sigismund's sword, which is passed down from High Marshal to High Marshal for 10,000 years. And he makes everyone very angry with his +1 strength.
Yeah. So he's effectively +1 to wound against other Astartes. And +1 assault or something like that?
+1 to advance and charge.
+1 to advance and charge as well. And of course, reroll all hits.
Yeah.
Slap a lieutenant on there. Reroll ones to wound. It's pretty good.
The only problem with him is if you've ever listened to the audiobook Hell's Reach, his voice actor in there is awful. He sounds like he's dying. He goes, Grimoire. It's just the worst voice acting you've ever seen.
But apart from that, it's great.
Yeah.
So, long story short, the Black Templars, they shot to the back squads a little bit here and there. Didn't really do much. Shot the Sanguinary Guard. I spent transhuman physiology, and they absorbed a lot of firepower, but eventually died. Mephiston died as well. He absorbed also a lot of firepower. It was really epic, but they did die.
Kept taking
shots. The stars of the show were the scout bikes who just unleashed and killed off about 9 Sangard on the
5 on their own.
Yeah, 5 on their own. But we've fought our way out, as we said. It's been an epic battle here. So now it's time to bring the Death Company in.
The Emperor's Champion.
And the Emperor's Champion just one shot. Just butchered the chaplain over here. So on to the Blood Angels. Turn 3. Turn 3. Oh, what's that? I hear something echoing in the distance.
Savagely!
After seeing the pride of the Blood Angels chapter mercilessly gunned down by the cowardly, no, not really, they've been absolutely epic, the merciless Black Templars, mercilessly cut down by the merciless Black Templars, Alexander Garviel, warlord, armed with the Lance of Baal, burst forth from the remaining Blood Angels lines, straight towards the Black Templars warlord. What's he called again?
High Marshal Helbrecht.
High Marshal Helbrecht. Backed up by the Red Baron, angry as hell. And the Red Baron slotted over, locked into this squad here, and charged just basically everyone, so that the warlord cleared the way, so the warlord could charge in unimpeded by Overwatch. I was tempted to send other characters over. The glory of the jetpacks was I was close enough to move forward and get those charges off, especially with the +1. But instead, moved my lieutenant over here with 1 tactical marine just to help. The Sanguinary Ancient and the Sanguinary Priest onto the Emperor's Champion. I then proceeded to shoot, and I did all right. The Primaris shot off from over there. They moved forward a little bit, and they were in rapid fire range. Shot into this squad, killed a couple of guys. Tactical Marine shot into this squad, I think it bounced. Nothing to report. I split my fire, shot some shots into here, some shots into this guy. Both bounced, unfortunately. So that's a 1-guy plasma guy. This is like a 7-man shooty squad, full choppy squad, 7-man choppy squad here, and a 2-man shooting squad here. So as you can see, we've done some serious damage. So in the combat phase, it was really interesting, like a tactical cat and mouse, back and forth. So I started off by, as I said, I did what charges I did. I rolled an extra 3 attacks on, is it Honour the Chapter? Not Honour the Chapter. Red Rampage with Alexander Garviel, the Smash Captain. So he was on 10 attacks because he gets 4 base, 1 for Death Company, 1 for being Savage Echoes, 1 for Astartes, and then the 3 extra. So he's absolutely rocking it. And he put, I think, 7 attacks on your Warlord and 3 on your, what's your fancy? Grimaldus, and 3 on Grimaldus. And he struck, and he didn't fail. He failed 1 hit on both guys, but he wounded with everything. So we had 2 wounds on Grimaldus and 6 wounds
On Helbrecht.
On Helbrecht.
I didn't make I made 1 4-up invuln this game, and all I needed to do.
It all fell apart.
It all fell apart. Honestly,
on the dice rolls, just flip reversed it.
Yeah, I mean, it was all I needed to do was make 1 on Grimaldus, and he would have lived, and all I needed to do was make. I'd be a little lucky and get 4 out of 6 on Helbrecht.
And then he took like 10 wounds or something, didn't he? He took 10 wounds, Helbrecht took 6, and that was that. They were both killed. However, Tim then spent his last 2 command points. He was thinking about interrupting because the Death Company had dropped in and burned 2 command points, triple dice charge into the bikes. I figured those bikes are actually, in terms of the return fire, are a real threat. If they can cut down a mass 8-man blob of Sandguard, they can easily cut down 10 Death Company. So I charged into them. Essentially, Tim spent his 2 command points. That was it. So much went on. Spent 2 command points on. Was it Helbrecht? No,
it was Helbrecht.
Helbrecht to strike against
against
the Red Baron.
The Red Baron.
Because even though that's my warlord, I'm sure Tim's probably thinking, I don't want to speak for him, that he can shoot my warlord down probably, or hopefully. But that guy, the Red Baron, hadn't yet struck.
No.
So he struck at the Red Baron, but unfortunately, I died. Yeah, fully
you
died.
Also,
flattened it.
You made
like 1,
2 out of 7 3-up saves. So no one was getting any invulns.
Yeah, 2 out of 7 3-up saves. So I died. So I was like,
Then I too will only in death in due to end.
So I spent my last 2 command points, and I struck with the Red Baron into
the other chaplain, basically.
The other chaplain, and Tim's. I had 7 attacks, and I put 2 into the chaplain because he's got 4 damage. I thought I only got to slip 1 through. If I get lucky, I'll chance it. And then I put 5 into the 10-man squad here, and I killed 5. Didn't I? Something like that. Oh no, there was 8 men there. Killed 3, and then there was.
There's 10 men there, and you killed 3.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, how many? Yeah. That's it. Because there's 7 left. Sorry, messing my maths up. And essentially, and he just walloped the chaplain again. Tim failed both his invulns again.
You need to make 1.
8 damage. He needs to make 2.
Oh, he needs to make 2,
because he had the 4 damage. So then the Red Baron, suffering from his wounds, having angrily struck down the chaplain that has not got a single litany off all game. I haven't even mentioned him because he hasn't got a litany off all game. Useless. He got struck down by the Baron in death, and then the Baron collapsed to the ground, leaving Alexander Garviel stood alone. The lieutenant came up and prison shanked Alexander Garviel in the back and managed to do a wound, which is nice. So we usually count up on this channel because we're gentlemen, Timothy. So he's taken 1 wound. Then we moved over here, and I was like, right. Tim had decided what I thought Tim would do originally was I thought he would spend 2 command points to interrupt with the Emperor's Champion because it was guaranteed to kill one of my characters, and they're all high value. They're all really good.
They're not as important as a Smash Captain.
But yeah, exactly. So in the end, so that's why I ganged up on him, because I had like 3 characters here, because I thought even though he's good, if you're good against characters, have 3 of them. You know, so charged him. But again, I only swung with the Sanguinary Ancient, swung with him first. Got 3 wounds through. Tim failed and Tim
got 2 through.
2 through. Tim failed on both. And then I got 3 damage and 2 damage on the Power Fist.
I literally made 1 out of maybe 15 4-up invulns, which made a huge difference. I was kind of relying on just maintaining being a little statistical, and it just totally fell apart.
Yeah.
So.
And the AP -1 on the additional on the Thunderhammer actually was interesting that it came in a very interesting way, because Tim had neophytes in this squad. He thought
normally I'd tank him on power
armor and try and get a 6 up, but he thought it'll go through either way. So that's something to be aware of if you're thinking of going Black Templars. The neophytes, when people get really good, it's like sometimes it's like I've got worse armor, but you can just roll on your best armor save in the squad.
Yeah.
But then when someone's got really, really good armor, where it's not going to be, it's not going to make a difference whatever armor save you've got because they're AP -4, then just take it on the neophytes, because then you're going to lose one anyway. So it's a 2-sided coin, that 4-up armor save in the squad, mixed armor. So really, really interesting. But yeah, essentially, Alexander Garviel, absolute hero, decked the 2 main characters of the Black Templars. Well, two serious characters, the main chaplain and the chapter master, essentially. And again, the Emperor's Champion, he saw the vision, and the vision was He got sucker punched in the back of the head by a power fist from a sanguinary
He did take out a chapter.
So it's 4 characters out of your 5 assassinated in one fell swoop. And then...
That's what happens when you can't make a single 4-pin
Yeah. I mean, you know, I had a lot of attacks, but it really did. There was no discussion of it. Do you know what I mean? There was no... It wasn't close to the wire.
No.
They were fucking flattened.
No CP
No CP would have mattered. It wasn't a decision. And finally, the Death Company killed all but one of the bikes, who failed to do any damage in return. He got 2 wounds, but the Death Company got lucky on the saves, got a 5 and a 6. And then the bike jetted away into the distance to tell tales of, you know, madness, basically, because this battle has been absolutely crazy. It's only the start of turn 3.
Yeah.
Tim's not even had his turn 3. So Tim got 2 points, one over here and one over here.
I feel like if I can clear the Smash Captain and the Death Company, I'm in a good position.
Yeah. You've not got your re-rolls.
But then all you've got to deal with then is a couple of minor characters.
Just a couple of characters.
And then some bolter guys.
Proven wrong, boys. You're not just a couple of characters. Look at this squad of 4 bros. They literally just stood around. It's like,
they haven't got any invons.
Yeah, well,
that's the thing. When the invons,
they haven't got any invons.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I have plasma.
Very interesting.
So
still got this 5-man squad back here. I'm still clinging onto this objective with 4 tactical marines. And you know, I didn't even shoot my Death Company. You know, I would have shot the guys, so, you know. Well, to be fair, I would have shot probably these guys, but I think we're a little past that now. Okay, so your Tim's looking really intensely at the board.
I think
now.
I'm going to do.
Right, okay, so we'll be with you after Black Templar turn
I'm going
3.
Soul Phase. I'm going to Soul Doctrine.
This is so sick. You're going to Soul Doctrine. Right now.
I'm looking about.
He's going to Soul Doctrine, people.
I've got more choppy guys left. I need to go.
It's controversial.
It's fucking not.
No, it's not.
I got loads of choppy guys.
Choppy. Oh, it feels good to have thinned you down. Like, you really had a thick army there.
Yeah.
And now it's a little bit skinnier. Right, okay, so we'll be with you after Black Templars turn 3. What epic moment, I forgot. Just what a turn. The tactical Terminators moved to within about 2 inches of these guys, storm bolted, killed a couple, and then charged in but died on Overwatch. Because Helbrecht was still alive, obviously, at that point, because you know, in the charge phase. So yeah, the Termies basically they lost 4 guys to Overwatch or something crazy over the course.
They got the crap kicked out of them by the big squad.
Neophytes. A couple of neophytes came in and just
and then another one got bolted by the neophytes, probably to death, and then one got plasmid.
The Termies. I am kind of thinking I might bring the assault Terminators back, because they are more resilient. That Dakka, I like that Dakka as a call of the Dakka, but actually the Termies usually only get like a couple of wounds when all's said and done. Sanguinary Guard absolutely wrecked face with their explosive judgment, but with Fury of the First, even though it's hitting on 2s, even though it's 20 shots up to 24-inch range because your Terminator armor, it sounds really good on paper, but I kind of want the 3-up invuln.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, carry on with your turn, Tim, sorry. So Tim's very pleased with this turn. He's done what he's needed to do. I was pretty pleased with the way it was going, but unfortunately Tim got what he needed in the end. So he started off spraying loads of fire into Alexander Garville, and he was making a load of invuln saves. Tim was just bouncing off, and he was down to just 2 squads left. 1 squad here, 2 squads, 1 shooty guy, 1
They're all
non-shooty.
bolt pistols.
Yeah, all bolt pistols.
And I just went gangster style, held the pistol on its side and went brah, brah, and
just all of a sudden just...
I mean, no, that's not the way Templars do it. I mean, I levelled my pistol with a double-handed grip.
Yeah.
Taking aim.
Yes.
Martial prowess.
But essentially, Alexander Garville just got killed from a little bit of Dakka from the final squad. But like Tim's all his plasma and stuff over here.
You were very lucky on your
initial
in the invuln saves. You made no 5-up field again. So when it went through, it stuck. But it took a lot to get it through.
I think I'm going to potentially just drop that. It's an extra command point in the back, and it really doesn't help me really. But you know, long story short, Alexander Garville died. Tim then had 1 squad remaining, which he shot into my Death Company, and he was on AP-1 because he's in Assault Doctrine. He's got pistols, and he just flattened the Death Company. He killed 5 off just with pistols and a little bit, just basically pistols. Yeah. But like, you know, really flattened. They've got really good hits with his pistols. That's what it's all about for Tim with his Black Templars. And then he charged the remaining one. Got his big old balls out. those neophytes charge straight into the mouth of the Death Company unit, brimming with power swords and thunderhammers. But, 2 squads just took down the Death Company before they could fight in return.
What was really interesting, just to mention this now, because a lot of people poo-poo this rule, you have Black Crusader squads, you pay 1 point more, but you have something called paired combatants. If you have an equal number of neophytes to non-neophytes in the squad, you get to reroll ones in combat. So even though I've lost,
a huge difference.
Even though I lost my 2, even though I lost my chapter master.
What's that? 6 is for extra.
That is my super doctrine. That's Knights of Sigismund.
And when does that come in?
Assault doctrine.
Assault doctrine.
Which is why I was like, so the guns are dead. Let's crack on.
When I'm in the assault doctrine, I get another attack. But when you're in the assault doctrine, you
my
get
attacks go through easier.
Yeah, on a 6.
Auto wound.
Yeah, on a 6, you just auto that damage just auto wound. Yeah. So it's really interesting. Really. Like, you just take your pick. If you were thinking to yourself, I want to get myself an assault mass army.
I can't decide between Templars and Blood Angels. It's whatever you prefer the fluff of. Both are pretty equal.
Yeah, they're both really good. They've both got great buffs, great characters. It's great. This has been an absolutely, truly excellent battle. It's been like 3 turns. It's taken us like a day.
We'll talk about it more at the end, but there's a lot of times.
It's bask in awesomeness.
Yeah, there's been a lot of times when the sort of Templar rules that people sort of poo-poo and don't think are any good have come in and made a huge difference.
It's come in. It's just had a reroll and a
whenever
auto wound and everything. He's always had something for every situation.
Well, with the auto
if you've got lots of situational stuff, one of them's always going to be kicking off.
Well, the great thing about the auto wound is that when I roll it with my power swords, and power swords typically struggle to wound because they're only strength user, I roll my power swords and I get 2 6s. Oh, that's easy. That's 2 wounds straight through. How? And I'm AP -4. Goodbye to Death Company.
It's so nasty.
It makes it. People math hammer it and they go, oh, it's not quite as good.
But the fact of the matter is,
it's not all about math hammer.
Yeah, it's not all about on paper. In the squads, at the end of the day, you've got 2 power swords. They put out 4 attacks each?
5 in total.
5 in total from 2 power swords. But if you get a 6 on one of those dice, that is an auto kill in the assault phase. So,
the difference is that I get 5 attacks from those 2 guys, and if I was a Blood Angel, I'd get 7 attacks. Okay, fair enough. But I would still have to wound, and I would potentially struggle to wound. Yeah. Whereas if I just get my wound, if I get my hits and I get some 6s, the pressure's off. You're not shaking. You're not like sweating when you're rolling those wound dice. I need to wound.
Every Blood Angel knows when you've got like just a smash captain, you really need him to not get 2s or 1s to wound, and he gets those 1s, and he's not got rerolls.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll get on with Blood Angel's turn 4, but not that much. We've said what happened. Alexander Garville and the Death Company dead. The Blood Angels just have 5-man squad of Primaris, or 4 now.
5.
4-man squad of Tactical Marines. 1 tactical marine, a lieutenant. Yeah, the Super Bros we'll call them. On to Blood Angels turn 4. So the Blood Angels had a quick and snappy turn. The Primaris conga line forward, so they were ready to charge the tactical marine Crusader squads that were here, the final shooting squad, but still holding this objective. The Sanguinary Ancient went over here onto this objective. Next to the guy, there was 1 bolter guy on it.
Heavy bolter guy who didn't wound him. Well, did wound him on Overwatch, but you got him.
I saved him, and then I charged in, killed him. Yeah. My Sanguinary Priest moved towards the Lieutenant, charged in, just hit with everything, wound with everything, just shanked him to death. And because of an additional AP -1, that power sword
just go straight through.
Went straight through, so he died, which was really good. This guy, I had previously just an absolutely terrible shooting phase. I killed 1 guy. I thought, right, this is my time to shine. I've got the intercessors, 5 guys, 10 shots. I start, with that AP -1, cutting stuff down. But Tim made loads of saves. I did terrible in my hit and wounds. The Emperor was telling me, he was sending me an omen, got to get into close combat. So I charged in with these guys in close combat and just beat the crap out of
them. Close. Yeah. It came down to the last couple of wounds. It was the
last couple of wounds on the sergeant, but he died in the end. Yeah. So they hold that objective, and they've cleared out the final shooting squad. That's not to say Tim doesn't have, 4 plasma left still?
Still 4 plasma.
It's just 14 plasma he starts with. It's a lot of special weapons. It's really
that's how
good.
the arm. That's the hidden strength of the arm.
Yeah. And when you're in tactical doctrine, AP -4 is just.
But I'm in assault now.
Yeah, you're in assault now, but still AP -3, and you can still overcharge. Have you lost any in these squads to overcharge? You have lost a lot to overcharge. None of these have died, just the other guys.
I stopped overcharging when Helbert went.
The final guy here took a lot of shots. I shot loads of stuff at him. He was one final plasma sergeant with a combi plasma.
Yeah.
In the end, the Primaris Lieutenant charged in and just beat the crap out of him in close combat. So all in all assaults came off. I killed.
Shooting was crap.
Yeah, shooting did nothing. I killed one tactical marine, but killed one squad over here. Finished off, took an objective, which is great. Stops him getting a point. Killed that
Last
lieutenant with the reroll ones has been absolutely incredible. Even in Tim's last turn, it was really critical. Gave him loads of reroll ones. So him being dead is great. Although obviously my priest, I could have gone into them, but they've got 2 power swords again. With the risk of him getting those 6s to hit, it's just not worth consolidating and tying them up. They've got the plasma. He'll probably die, but it's not worth it. It's probably a free kill for Tim, and I probably wouldn't tie him up. So all in all, good little turn for the Blood Angels. We're holding 2 points. I only gained 1 point at the start of that turn, so it's 4 points to me. And at the start of Tim's turn, he's going to gain 1, so he'll be on 6. At the end of turn 3, end of turn 4, it'll be 4-6 to Tim. So Blood Angels struggling to catch up on the points all game, but doing what we can. So Black Templars turn 4. So it's really bottomed out for the Blood Angels here. They did a really heroic. I'm really happy with the game because it's been absolutely heroic. I've decked out Tim's characters, murdered them all. My character's just been running rampage. I've played really tactically, but it's just been really, really difficult. I've just not been making saves. It's really tricky when everything goes through. But yeah. So basically, Tim shot at my Primaris and he killed 3 of them with pistols and plasma.
I overcharged the plasma even without rerolls and got 4 hits and then 3 wounds.
Yeah,
so just zotted.
Yeah, just.
Oh no, got 4 wounds and you made one save.
6, so yeah.
So
killed off 3 of the 5 Primaris.
Bolt pistol 1 down.
Bolt pistol 1 down. Bolt pistol 3 more wounds through.
Yes.
Out of 5 bolt pistols or something like that.
No, I just did 1 more wound and then I finished 2 in combat.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So he only had 1 wound in combat, I'm sure. Anyway.
Oh no, because the power swords went first. Killed a guy.
Yeah.
So
anyway, long story short.
1 Crusader squad versus 1 Primaris squad. Clearly, the old Marines know best. As Grandma always says.
You get all that kit. It's really good. Do you know what I mean? Power swords, 8 minus 4 versus Marines.
You missed out on Primaris because you just can't take it.
Yeah, you just can't take it. I'm thinking Power Fists with the Primaris. You can take Power Fists. Then the Primaris Lieutenant was charged by another squad and my final Lone Marine. The Lone Marine got 2 guys against him. 6 attacks, just went through, just absolutely creamed him. He didn't even make any saves, but was very unlikely anyway. And then Tim put 2 power swords and 2 normal guys on the Lieutenant, but only managed to do 3 wounds. He lived. I was like, aha, right, fine, 6 attacks back. But unfortunately...
4 misses.
4 misses. And then I got 1 wound, which you passed, and then you passed it.
I passed it on a 6.
So it's just one of those games, you know what I mean? I'm really happy with the game.
I also gunned down that guy with pistols. Again,
you shot down the Lieutenant with gangster-style pistols.
Didn't even use plasma, just pistoled him.
Yeah, just pistoled him. You dedicated the whole target to it, the whole unit to him, but pistols did the job.
Yeah.
So going into the Blood Angel's turn, just to say it now, we were on that objective, but we've lost it because he's body slammed the Primaris Marines. So I'll be getting 1 point for over here, and then 1 point for these cheeky tactical Marines.
Put you on 6.
Which does put me on 6, but Tim obviously goes second. So it's turn 5. I have a total of 4 tactical Marines, and the Primaris Lieutenant, and the Slamguinary Ancient. So, 4 sanguineers.
Yeah, let's see how it gets.
The banner. Tim's just
martial prowess.
You just
for Sigismund, for the Emperor.
You cannot.
And for the Imperium.
Literally, I always say, do you know what I mean?
Swing my dick around, Johnny.
I will admit, I have been proven wrong today because I say never get salty because the dice always swing back in your favour, and I'm wrong.
Sometimes they just don't.
Sometimes they just don't. Sometimes it's just one of those games, but it's just funny. It's funny at this point. It's been a great game. It's been hilarious and it's been epic. Been loads of cinematic moments, so can't complain. But it shows me one of the games from the start, from the deployment,
your face,
all the way through. Praise the Emperor for this flagellation. That makes me appreciate.
Pain is good for the soul.
Pain is good for the soul. Because
anyway, let's actually say what happened.
Let's say what happened in the game. So essentially, I heroically and valiantly.
It was a really good move.
I decided to abandon this objective and go in here because I thought 5 attacks, power fist, rock and roll. I had 4 guys over here, but I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I've got lots of shooting and lots of attacks and his assault doctrine. And there's only like 7 guys on this objective, so sack off my own objective. I'll go for that one. Butcher Tim easily.
Yeah.
Got it for myself.
Because if you had got that, you would have then.
You can only hold one objective.
Oh, you would have just been back and back and back, and you could have got Linebreaker.
Yeah. You got 1 squat. Yeah.
You could have tabled me. You should have tabled me.
But lo, the legend shall tell that was not the day. This day, because essentially. I shot into Tim and I did no wounds with...
You killed a nearfight.
I killed a nearfight. So I've rapid fire, 8 shots into him, killed a nearfight.
And an bolt gun.
And an bolt gun. That's all, all of that, Tim made all his saves. That was alright, Tim made all his saves. Then, I charged in with them and I charged in with this guy. This guy punched first and I managed to kill 3 guys off.
Yeah.
The lieutenant managed to kill none. Tim made all his saves. Oh no, did he kill 1?
No, I made it.
No, you made it.
I mean, he failed to wound. He struggled to wound because he hadn't charged.
Because he only had 4 attacks, I think. So then these guys valiantly struck, and I got like a load of hits. Only like 1 guy missed. I was like, it's time to rock and roll. And then I ultimately got 9 wounds through on Tim, which was, looking good. Tim had a lot of 5-up saves in there, a lot of 4-up saves in there because of AP -1. But essentially,
I lost my 2 power armor guys.
Yeah.
Which tanked a lot.
Yeah.
And I lost 2 neophytes.
So you lost 4 in total from 9 wounds. So pretty good on 4 and 5-up saves. Then in return, he struck back with the 5 power swords, and he got 4 6s to hit.
Knights of Sigismund
which
auto wound.
Auto wound. AP -4 because he's in the assault doctrine, so power swords. So auto wound at AP -4. And he just killed the 4. Just killed them off. It was just like, oh.
We literally looked at the dice. We've got the dice right here.
Our brains computed it and told us like. And I was like, oh. Valiant, not so valiant.
I just imagined it like Aragorn in the Fellowship of the Ring. When he's like, Frodo, go! And he goes around the corner, he just pulls his sword out and puts it in front of him. Yeah. And the Uruk-hai come charging in. The sword brother literally is just hacking them down, parrying, slashing. I'm doing the motions, you can't see it, but I am acting this out right now. And he just he killed 3, his sword bro got the last one, and I still got 5 to hit on the last one, so I could have got a wound with that. So but literally 4 6s.
And and then he struck against the lieutenant, and again just killed him off with
because you had charged me. I got shock assault again, which meant I got 5 power sword attacks, 3 6s.
And because I hadn't done I had 2 characters into them against I thought
2 characters is a 7-man squad.
Yeah, and 4 guys shooting and charging a 7-man squad, and they had neophytes in, but ultimately it was not enough. Just couldn't get it. So I now have the Sanguinary Ancient just proudly holding the banner. I have abandoned all my objectives so I can gain no further points. We're going into Tim's turn 5.
And I will get 2.
Why 2?
Because I'm holding that one and I'm conquered to that one.
Tim's holding that objective, so just didn't pull that off at all, didn't even drive him off it. So he's on 8. And it's his turn 5. And he can gain 2 points a turn to my 1.
I just want to kill you.
So we'll fight out this guy, but then we'll end at turn 5. We'll just do this battle now. So let's see what happens. So for glory and for the Emperor, from both perspectives, the final Sanguinary God, we've just moved him up here because we thought, you know what, final battle for glory, we'll do it on camera, it's only a few dice, we're going to call it turn 5 because Tim's going to win. So Tim surrounded him with his last scraps of men. The Sanguinary Ancient has called in a teleportation evac with the sacred banner.
But will it arrive in time?
Can he fight his way? Can he survive this and boff a couple of bloody noses on the way out?
So I've got 3 pistols first.
Okay.
2 hits.
Okay.
2 wounds, AP -1.
Okay. So 3 up saves. 2 up.
-1, so
I would have been in cover down.
It doesn't matter, you got a 1.
Got a 1, so
you
1
would
would
have been in cover, yeah.
Okay.
So he's got 3 left. Then it goes charges. These guys will charge it and they'll make it. So I've got 5 power sword attacks for Sigismund.
Because it was these guys shooting because they were previously in combat, in case you were wondering. These guys can't shoot.
5 power sword attacks.
Okay. So you've got the scattered.
1 auto wound and 3 hits. So I am not paired combatants because I've got 1 too many neophytes.
Okay.
And then 1 more wound. So 2 6-ups to make there.
Okay, 2 6-ups. Doing it left-handed here. Come on, don't let me down. 3 and a 3.
1 more wound left.
I just can't make a save, man.
3 attacks each.
6s anyway on this case.
Yeah. 3 attacks each from the neophytes. Just in case people are wondering, 1 base, 1 for the Ooge knife, and 1 for shock assault.
Okay, so how many attacks in total?
9.
And that's it.
Then I've got the other squad who gets to go first because it's my turn. So 1 auto wound. They miss.
And then 4s.
And another wound. So 2 at -1.
8.
No, 2 at -1.
Okay.
So 3 ups.
I don't like roll. Can you take the camera? Because I don't want to roll left-handed. Bad juju.
He's alright.
Hey, that's it. Worked.
Take the camera back. And then I've got the other squad. Now they didn't charge a turn, so it's only 3 power sword attacks.
Okay.
1 hit.
Thank God. Praise the Emperor.
He's got the wound. Marked for death. He needs to get a 6-up.
Okay, take the camera.
Take the camera. Take the camera.
Good old superstition. Come on, for the Emperor and Sanguinius.
Yay! And then I've got a couple more attacks. 3 more basic attacks that didn't charge.
Come on. With the banner. For the honour of the chapter.
1 auto wound.
I hate those goddamn auto wounds.
2 wounds in total. 2 3-ups.
3-up saves. Come on.
Really roll these with your left hand.
Come on, right-handed roll. It's a 3, which is a pass of a 6. He lives.
He is going to live.
And we'll teleport out of there. Meow. Yeah. Goodbye.
Johnny couldn't catch up then. Because he can't get any more points.
I can't get any more points.
So I'm just going to run around chasing him. So there we go.
He's locked me in. Like, you can literally sit in that combat.
You've got fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that doesn't really help you at this point.
It's not going to help.
Well, there you go. So the Templars win it by 2 points. Do you want to take the camera back, Johnny, and do the wrap up?
Yeah, can do.
It is your channel. I feel it's only appropriate.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you. Feels good to have it back. Right, so all in all, really, really interesting game. Savage game. Only needed 5 turns to settle it. Settle our differences. We've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 8 men left. 3 of which are neophytes. And obviously a sanguinary ancient. And obviously
3 neophytes,
would
2 sword brothers, and 3 initiates.
It would have gone on, so Tim would have probably tabled me. Who knows, maybe killed the guy on the way out.
I've got pistols, I can just...
Yeah,
but pistols have been savage all game.
It's good. He teleports out with the banner. You know, the banner's not lost at least.
The Templars are honourable, and we see the Blood Angels have fought well this game, and we step back and we let him teleport out with the sacred banner of the Blood Angels, because that is the Templar thing to do.
They duel a little bit, and then they realise he's fighting desperately. Their eyes meet, and they think, "What are we doing? This is, you know, although we've won the battle.
Honourably.
They fought honourably."
Yeah.
And he teleports out. He gets locked onto. So with a crackle of lightning. So all in all, you know, 20-man blob squad with 6s auto wounding. With you don't get that until what turn?
I get it because I have the Crusader helm. So I'd like to be an assault doctor with that squad, please.
So you just get it from turn 1 or turn 2 if that's when you get in.
Turn 1.
Yeah, but if you don't do it turn 1, you know, you can get it from turn 1 if you want. And it's your 6s wounding automatically. You've got a couple of power swords in there. How many power swords can you stack in there? Just 2. Just 2, because as many men as you add, it's not like Dark Elder where for every 3 guys every 5 guys you can take.
No. But to be honest, a lot of
them, and then you've got AP -1 on just a crazy amount of attacks. Like, you know, it's not only is it a really effective screen because it's made of Astartes, and you can pick and choose what wounds you're going to take, but it's also, and it can cover the whole board lengthways, and it would have covered a really large chunk of the board if we've been playing normal, and most, you know, if we were corners, you could cut off your whole corner. You know, it's really good. 20-man screen that also bites hard if they try and just cut your screen down. I underestimated it. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to charge in or bring like my Terminators into, you know, do you know what I mean? My Death Company in first turn, and I'm glad I didn't because I needed that third turn wallop.
If you left those bikes alive.
Yeah, you would have shot me down.
If you left the bikes alive, even if you crump the combat squads, if you left the bikes alive.
The Blood Angels were playing from a position they don't like, which is their boosts like to get them ahead of the game, so the enemy has to catch up from the boost and recover. But unfortunately, throughout the game, from like the first couple of turns, I'd taken such heavy casualties from all that plasma, all your re-rolls, just your luck combined with that, my poor saves combined with that. I'd just taken so many casualties that I couldn't really recover my big boosts, my drops like the Sanguinary Guards, the Terminator and the Death Company. They were only bringing me to catching up to level with you again, and that meant you just could counter me, push me back again, and it's really rare for the Blood Angels to be held up in their deployment zones.
Well, how you do it, in case anyone is wondering how you stack it all on, you take a 20-man Templar squad, because you're the only Astartes, I think, well, maybe Space Wolves can do it, but I'm not sure they can still do it. I don't think Space Wolves can still do it.
I can get 15 Death Company, which I think I'm going to... I've been siphoning off Death Company. I think I'm wrong. I think I need to go all the way back up to 15.
But how you do it with Templars is you take a big 20-man squad, and you put whatever power weapons and stuff, whatever you want in there, but essentially you're giving everyone close combat capability. First turn, you use the Crusader Helm and go, I'd like to be an Assault Doctrine with that squad, please. That lasts until your next movement phase. And then you also get your Litany off with Grimaldus for the Litany of Divine Protection, because you select that unit within 6 at the beginning of the turn. They get 5+ Feel No Pain. And then you also get Fires of Devotion on them, which is another Litany, which again you do that at the beginning whilst they're within 6 inches, but they keep that until the end of the turn, and they get to add an extra attack to if they make a successful charge heroic intervention. You then move and advance them forward, so you can re-roll your advance with a CP, and if you've got held wrecked in range at the beginning, they get +1 to that, so you're looking at easily getting 12 inches across the board, and then you go for the charge. And you charge in, you tie as much up as possible. I actually played it a little conservatively. I'd do that again. I'd tie even more up in combat that first turn. Every single guy in your squad's got 4 attacks. Every single guy is at least AP -1. And if they hit you back, you can be like, I'll transhuman, and I've got a 5 at field.
And you're already on those 6s for power swords. Boom.
Yeah.
Auto kill.
Yeah.
You're already on it because you're already in the Assault Doctrine. And then, pop transhuman physiology.
And weather the storm.
Blood Angels do not like to wound on anything but 2s. I honestly forgot what it was like to not wound in close combat.
I could see it in your eyes. You were like, what? This just doesn't feel right.
So, that is, to take away for the Black Templars, that is a squad to watch. That is a unit to watch out for. In terms of the Blood Angels, I was really pleased with their performance, really pleased with the timing of the captains. I've really come around in my beliefs that you should just take it a bit more calmly with your captains. Use your big screens. It doesn't matter who you fight. Fighting against knights, you've got as many infantry as I've got. Knights only have so many guns, and they can only target so many infantry. You can bring 2 smash captains and a load of characters up behind an absolute ton of infantry. They'll trim some down.
One of your smash captains just takes a knight.
Yeah. You can shield those smash captains, and when they get in, it's really brutal. Unfortunately, you really killed a lot of my infantry. So I couldn't really shield them. I had to burst forth and expose them. Yeah. What I ideally would have done is had just a couple of accompanying infantry squads who'd been advancing up with them, not really worrying about the shooting, and just getting in the way of counter-shooting. So when Alexander Garville was there, you would have had to shoot at them first and maybe not quite killed him. He would have really done nicely with another round of fighting, but what can you do?
I have to say, before I came into this game, I was super paranoid about your elites coming in. Without those elites, your list isn't that much of a big deal.
Yeah,
but
the
with
mass
those
infantry,
elites, those elites really smash it.
I want a bit more elite, I think. But the thing is, I've got 6 characters, not that expensive characters apart from the Smash Captains. I've got 2 Smash Captains and Mephiston. They're 3 beefy characters. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some distillation. I'm going to go away from this battle. I'm thinking possibly, do I get anything that buffs a Dreadnought for my... I can make it...
You could make it take 1 less damage, and you can make it a like Wisdom of the Ancients.
Yeah, I think maybe a Doredo just accompanying the boys. You know, maybe they need to bring just a little bit of Daka. I think every battle I've taken serious casualties, more than I would like.
The thing with your Blood Angels is that you struggle to get first blood.
Yeah, I genuinely do.
If someone does what I did, which was screen you out, effectively, then your list really struggles.
Yeah. And you have plenty of screening. I need to fiddle a little bit. Maybe move the ranged around a bit. Take some heavier ranged, and then drop the Daka Termes for some Thunderhammer Termes. They're longer lasting.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe drop a little bit here and there. Maybe the Primaris Lieutenant, he's new, and I like having a full Primaris battalion because I like to think of them as the guys who accompanied Mephiston through the change.
Yeah.
You know, so he's got he's like his honour guard with him, but ultimately, you know, we're going to have a fiddle. But very interesting battle. Lots to take away. I'm sure I'll think of more after we turn the camera off. But yeah, essentially, we'll have to call it there. So great game, Tim. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It was really enjoyable, really exciting. 5 turns. I can't believe that was only 5 turns. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it entertaining. Thank you this has been the Schola Progenium and Mordian Glory. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.